This is the recording of an interactive webinar by Mr. M. Manikandan, the Secretary of NIT Trichy Alumni Association, with the students of NIT Trichy. He is a motivational speaker and business excellence professional with more than 19 years of experience in the manufacturing industry. Mr. M. Manikandan has served organizations like Hindustan Aeronautics, SL Propack, Nokia, Pricol, and Rolls-Royce in various leadership capacities. He shares his thoughts on two major topics: the impact of COVID-19 on industry and educational institutions, and an approach to navigate the crisis and to achieve success in career and life. He puts forward a three-pillar approach with the three pillars of mental fitness, physical fitness, and employability fitness. This should help you overcome the COVID-19 crisis and the post-COVID-19 situation and to map your destiny. And don't miss the interesting Q&A session with him and the students of NIT Trichy.
Good and happy afternoon. Welcome to the Career Development webinar on Map Your Destiny post COVID-19. Thank you NIT Trichy for the wonderful opportunity provided to me to share my thoughts on Map Your Destiny post COVID-19. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. In the next 35 minutes, I will present the present state of educational institution and industry, post-COVID-19 impact on students and industry, and my thoughts and approaches to become a successful person in post-COVID world. After my presentation, I am happy to take the questions from students, if any. COVID-19 is going to impact all the 7.8 billion people on the world, one or other way. So we all are going to get impacted by COVID-19. Today's scenario, our industry expert call it is a new normal. What do you mean by new normal? New normal is a rapid and unpredictable changes happening in the industry. That means no one has got the visibility, not even for 6 months or 1 year. We have only limited visibility, maybe for a week, for a day. And whenever this new normal takes place, it creates lot of changes in the organizational structure. And change in the organization structure creates new opportunity for those willing to respond. So if you want to become a successful person in the new normal scenario, you should have the willingness to change and respond. I mean, you have to learn and equip yourself with new skills, tools, and technique in addition to your domain knowledge. As we all know, 90% of the educational institutions and students are impacted, and educational institutions have been closed around the world to contain the spread of coronavirus. So don't worry.
Some background music going on.
Is it? No, not from my side. I am not hearing any background news. Nice. Fine.
Please proceed.
Don't worry about the things that are beyond your control. So what is the present state of organization? It is a watershed movement in the world now. As I told you, we have only limited visibility, and it will take few months to get back the industry to normalcy. I am telling it is few months. For few industries, it could be few years. Like industry like aerospace, it would take 3 to 4 years to come to the level where they were in the year 2019. And companies are refining and restructuring their way of working. Today's industry, the employees are facing salary cuts, no increment, leave without pay. Layoffs are happening. No physical meeting is taking place. People are working from home. And some of the companies that are doing their induction online. And recruitment freeze. Some companies they decided, I think 66% of the company decided they will not recruit anybody for some time. And other cost containment measures they are taking. Wherever it is possible, how can organization have save money and save employment? So it is really a difficult situation today, which no one expected or anticipated before. What is the post-COVID-19 impact on students? Beyond any doubt, it is going to impact students. Your method of learning is going to get impacted. Most of the time, we used to learn sitting in the class. Now we are learning through online courses. So it would be a hybrid, both physical and digital. And some of you have planned to go to abroad for doing your further studies. And post-COVID-19, it will impact your plan to go abroad and study. And then your on-campus, off-campus placement will get impacted. Some of the companies, they will postpone your joining dates. I expect some of the companies will file a second round of salary negotiation. Underemployment. Some of the students may not get the career opportunity as per their choice, but they will get something. And there is a change in skill set requirements. Don't worry about the above, how it is going to impact on you. End of the day, your destiny lies in your hand. So my approach to become a successful person during post-COVID-19 environment, you can adopt triple approach: mental fitness, physical fitness, and employability fitness. Mental fitness and physical fitness are mandatory. It is prerequisite. If you don't have mental and physical fitness, there is no point in talking about employability fitness. Something like before you play cricket, you have to prepare the pitch. You cannot play cricket on the rough surface. Ball will bounce, and the bowlers and batsmen or wicket keeper will get injured. So you have to prepare the pitch. Something like preparing the pitch is the mental fitness and physical fitness. Let me see one by one. Mental fitness. Change in your mindset is need of the hour. Yes, we all know it is a painful moment, but this moment will not last long. This too will pass. Face reality with courage. Remember one thing: anything which does not kill you, which means it is going to make you stronger. So COVID-19 is not going to kill us, which means it is going to make us more stronger. Have open mind to make changes in your plan as you progress and evolve. You have a plan to go and study in abroad. Now things are not going as per your plan. Make some small tweaking in your plan. Something like, can I go next year and study? Or can I try for some reputed colleges in India? You have to make some kind of changes in your plan as you progress. If you know your strength, then you will be mentally healthy. So identify your strength. This is all about mental fitness. And the second pillar is physical fitness. No doubt your health is wealth. If you don't have a proper physical health, then there is no point in getting employment and going and serving any organization. So to serve any organization, you have to have the good physical and mental health. Take care of your health first. Personal hygiene is important. Maintain social distancing. Avoid joining crowd areas. Drink enough water, at least 3 to 4 liters of water in a day. Eat balanced food of carbohydrate, protein, and cholesterol. Do physical exercise minimum for 30 minutes in a day. And sleep for 7 hours. Once you have your mental and physical fitness set all right, we can talk about employability fitness. Now, think about what are you going to do after your graduation? Maybe 2 to 5 years down the line. What skill I need to have to get a career opportunity? And what skills do I have now? And then once you do the gap analysis, you will come to know what do I need to know. Once you know to get a career opportunity as per a choice, I need to have 10 skills. I have only 6. Now you have done the gap analysis. You have to go and acquire the remaining 4 skills to become a successful person in your life, and go and get it. Once you get all the 10 skills, don't stop there. Think what else I can do more. So stop, think, reflect, and proceed. While doing this exercise, you will identify a list of activities. Some of the activities you will be doing newly. Some of the activities you will be required to do more. Some of the activities you have to stop doing it. Some of you may be looking for immediate career opportunity. Make use of this time effectively. Do more mock tests, do more mock group discussions, and do more mock interviews, because practice makes people perfect. To enhance your employment skills, now I will talk little bit about hard and soft skills. What are the hard skill requirement? Identify the advanced skill in your area of interest. Suppose your area of interest is to become an IT security professional, go and acquire some kind of professional certification like CCNA. Go and get some professional certifications, because professional certification will add much value to you. Talk to your professors, talk to your seniors, or go and get connected with some of the expert in your respective field in LinkedIn. Make use of the LinkedIn, get connected to them, and identify the advanced skill. And today, people talk about everything is digital. I spoke to 3 of my friends. What is happening in the industry? Everybody is telling Manikandan, either you should become a digital migrant. If you don't know digital, if you are not a digital native, you have to learn digital, and you should become a digital migrant. So learn skills something like machine learning, artificial intelligence, and today's money making machine cloud computing, Python, data analytics, and some kind of statistics one must know. And enable and test learning platforms you should know, data engineering. These are the skills you should know up to the level of you should have the confidence. Yes, I learned the skill, I can apply. Order of the day is digital. And the another important skill is project management. Project management is the skill. If you look at the picture in the bottom right hand side, if you look at India, close to 70 lakhs project management oriented jobs will be created. So this is a high time for you to go and learn some kind of project management certificate. Something like Project Management Institute gives CAPM, Certified Associate of Project Management. Once you learn project management is not only your career skill, it is a life skill. You will become more successful person in the world. So learn project management. And if you are an engineer, go and learn some business skills. Something on operations management, something on marketing management, or finance management. If you are a B school student, you go and learn some technical skills. Need of the hour, organization will expect both the skill in one single person. I remember some 6-7 years ago, when companies recruited, they have one person to run the project, who is a project management person. Other guy is called subject matter expert to give technical solutions. But today, organization expects whether the same guy can do both the jobs, both technical and project management. That's why I told you, along with your technical knowledge, please learn project management skill, which would become a competitive advantage for you. Some of you may be having some hidden skills, which are very much required for today's industry. Introspect and identify what are your hidden skills. Now I will talk about a few common skills, irrespective of where you are, where you are going to join. No doubt, organization will expect a creative and innovative person. So go and learn at least 2 to 3 toolkits on creativity and innovation and its application. Lot of creativity and innovation tools are available. Something like mind mapping is one kind of tool which I love it, and the other two is called FAST. Most of the value engineering and value analysis person use. So pick one or two creativity and innovation tool, master it to the extent when you join the company, you can directly apply that knowledge. And the second one is communication. Irrespective of where you join, what you do, your success depends on your communication skill. So one has to master the communication skill. And the third one is the problem solving skill. Problem solvers, they will always get the jobs, because whatever product comes to the market, these are going to solve some of the customers' problem. So go and learn few problem solving skills. Plan, do, check, act is the mother of all problem solving skills. 7 steps ways of solving is another problem solving skill. Once you learn plan, do, check, act and 7 steps ways of solving the problem, then you go to learn lean management or Six Sigma, theory of constraint, 8D way of solving the problem for automotive and aerospace industries. At least master 2 problem solving skills. It takes time, but make use of this available time and master the problem solving skill. If you need any help in acquiring problem solving skill, you can reach out to me offline. I will guide you. I have got the material. I can coach you. And mental agility, flexible and adaptability is need of the hour. Time management. How do you spend your day during this lockdown period? Is it productive? Is it valuable? Am I doing only the necessary thing? End of the day, do a time audit. You will come to know. And decision making. As a student, you have taken number of decisions in this COVID-19 environment. Whatever decision you have taken, which will undergo some kind of changes. So make changes in your decisions and make the right decisions. And you learn change management. Change management is need of the hour. So go and learn more about change management. And negotiation and influencing skill is need of the hour. Learn how to negotiate and influence. So these are the skill I feel it is very much required for post-COVID-19 environment. And to further enhance your employability fitness, make use of this time to prepare for competitive examinations you are aspiring for. Maybe civil services, maybe common admission test or GATE. And I even suggest you can prepare for Army, Navy and Air Force officers examination. I know some of my classmates in engineering, they appeared and they joined Air Force. After 20 years of service, they left Air Force. They joined my same organization 2 levels above me. So you can join any one of these armed services, serve for a few years. Later on, you can come back and join corporate of your choice at much higher level. And entrepreneurs, the job creators, for them, every time is the right time. Think about the concept you want to create and sell. And make prototyping. If your concept can solve some of today's problem, then you will grow like anything. Today, need of the hour is, for example, touch-free operations. If you can come out with some kind of idea, how I can operate a touch-free, you will become a successful person and learn new skills. If you are good at all the above, you learn some new languages. Learning new languages will also give you a competitive advantage in the long term. Improve your network ability. End of the day, your networking is your net worth. Because I got benefit out of networking. When Nokia Chennai factory was closed, I was worrying much how to go and get the job. I had 15 years of experience in manufacturing environment. 5 of my mentor called me, Mani, give me your resume. Trust me, all the 5 places I got job. And mentoring, networking and mentoring both are interrelated. So go to some of the professional forum which are very near to your institute or your hometown. Nowadays, physically you cannot go. You can go and join something like Madras Management Association, American Society for Quality, Project Management Institute, Society for Automobile Engineers. There are a lot of professional associations are available. They all are organizing now online courses. So you please join these courses to improve your network ability. Have a good profile on LinkedIn. Identify your mentors. Mentors are the people who you trust and share the information. I am confident mentors will give you and guide you when you are in difficult time. They will tell you what to do, how to overcome this. So identify your mentors. Go to your mentors for knowledge enhancement, job, career, and all byproduct. Read good books and watch good videos. Suppose some of you want to learn about financial management, engineering graduate, there is one book called Romancing with Balance Sheet by Anil Namba. Go and read the book. You will become a master in finance management. Watch good videos. You can no need to spend money. Go to Facebook page of Madras Management Association. Lot of videos on time management, stress management, lean management, customer service, customer centricity, problem solving. These videos are freely available in the Facebook of Madras Management Association. These are free. Go and learn. So watch good videos. And the last point is think about what is the one thing that I can do now. Otherwise, I could not have done in my life. Once you identify the one thing, and if you do it, which will make you unique and competitive person, think, introspect, and identify that one thing, which will give you the competitive advantage. Spend some time in identifying what it is. So future of employment, I spoke about what you need to do. Now I will spend next 2 minutes on future of employment. As we all know, companies are undergoing major structural changes. So recruitment and inductions are going to become online.
Yeah.
If physical meeting is minimized to the unimaginable level, and you will expect skill-based pay. For example, if you know project management and cloud computing skills, you can demand more because you can play both the roles. It depends. Organization will see how many skills you have. Accordingly, you will get paid. And I expect more part-time jobs. There is a company. That company can produce 100 parts in a day, but they have order only for 50. Then company will decide I will work for 4 hours. So employees will get paid only for 4 hours. If the opportunity is good, if it is your area of interest, you can take up the part-time job as well to begin with. Multi-skilling is need of the hour. One must master as much as skill as possible. And today's expectation of the industry, they want Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Catwoman in one single person. So you have to master this. So to summarize my 30 minutes presentation, to map your destiny, remember you have to participate in learning, mental agility, your physical fitness, and learn advanced skills in your domain. Learn soft skills, the common skill, adaptability is important. Learn digital skills, learn project management. And if you are an engineering graduate, go and learn few business skill. If you are a business graduate, you go and learn few technical skill, which will make you a successful person in the post-COVID environment. So what is important thing is, it is not where you are now or where you were. What is important is where you want to go. Keep learning, keep building yourself. Bad thing is time flies, but the good thing is you are the pilot. Remember and have faith in yourself. You have a great future. Let us together make India a much safer and better place. Now I will open the session for question and answers.
Okay, thank you, sir, for that. Thank you for that. So I'm sure your words, your insights and tips have already addressed so many queries and concerns the students have. So we have been collecting questions from the students, and we have queries like the effects of the current crisis on very specific industries. Some have asked about the automobile industry, VLSI and semiconductor, the construction industry, and even gaming. So and we observed that major concern was the core and engineering industry. So as we are moving to the new normal, and the work is moving from office to home, and but it is all, the large chunk happens in the IT industry, and the fact remains that for a mechanical or a civil engineer, the core work still has to happen on the factory floor or on site, and it is often labor intensive. So do you think the crisis will in some way transform or change the core engineering industry?
Yes, it will transform, but slowly. You cannot see a jump in the employment opportunity immediately. And core sectors are the sectors which will produce more employment. The first thing. And if you look at the core sectors, the expectation from the industry is, I can tell you my own experience. When we used to hire manufacturing engineers, our expectation is the moment I hire somebody, I'll give the drawing to the person, that is engineer, manufacturing engineer. He has to apply his mind, how can he make this part? What kind of material we can use for making the part? What kind of process and production technology he can use? So what our expectation is, as a manufacturing engineer, you should have the capability to convert the drawing into product. So that is the level of expectation. Most of the time, I say in India, we produce lot of manufacturing engineers, but most of them they don't know how to convert the drawing into a product. So the opportunity will be there, provided they master the skill sets of your area of interest. And then if you are an electrical engineer in the core sector, like power sector or anywhere, if it is a design job, our expectation is the moment I tell you a problem, I want the electrical engineer to come out with the design which will solve today's problem. It is not only a mere degree, it is application of the knowledge. And we are today talking about a lot of civil engineers. In this COVID-19 environment, construction industry is a labor intensive industry. We may have to make use of more employees. You come out with some idea, how can you design the work environment so that either you or your employees, the construction worker, will not get attracted by this COVID-19. Come out with some innovative ideas. Go and ask any of the builders. I have a wonderful idea to implement. Would you give me the chance? If your idea clicks, then you are the king. Yes, core sector will recover, but slowly and steadily. Those people who have got the unique skill set of converting their idea into product, that product has to solve somebody's problem. Those people will have opportunities.
Of course.
I am a strong believer of that.
Of course. Thank you. So students,
And then
clarification regarding that financial management book you mentioned.
that is Romancing with the Balance Sheet by Anil Lamba.
Okay, sir.
And you can do one thing.
Yeah.
If you are a second year or third year students, if you are doing some what you call intensive kind of thing, identifying the ongoing problem in the industry of your choice. Some of the industries they have quality problem. Some of the industries are having delivery problem. So while you do your summer internship, give them the practical solution to implement it. The more solutions you give, you will become the most wanted person in the world. That's why I told you to master some of the problem solving skill. And the second point is identify and solve the long-term business problem. Something like today's fuel is creating a lot of air pollution. Can I invent some kind of synthetic tools which will have low emission? If you are a chemical engineer, think about this. Develop your idea. And if you have interest in working in say e-commerce industry, which is going to have a great future, then what are the pain areas of e-commerce industry? Today's e-commerce industry is having problem with some kind of delivery lead time, inventory, and customer service. So study the problem, go and give the solution to the company. During your intensive, if your solution is a workable solution, I think company will pay you hugely and they will give you free placement. And some of the problem, the third and last point in this connection is sometimes we don't know it is a problem. Even customer he himself does not know it is a problem. So work to bring solution to the problem which are unknown to your people now. Then you will become a great innovator.
Okay. So we have a production engineer who is seeking for a job in the manufacturing core. So he would like his advice whether to switch to data science or further pursue the same industry. He's a production engineer. He is currently looking for a job in manufacturing.
I expect manufacturing will boom. The reason being, many of the companies are planning to move out of China. For example, electronics industry, Apple, iPhone. They have a plan to give most of the orders to the company called Foxconn. Foxconn is near Chennai. So they all are going to get more orders. So electronic related manufacturing industries is going to boom maybe after 6 months once this COVID-19 does settles down. So you will have opportunities. But wherever you go, data science and project management will touch you. So I told you, as many as more skills you learn, which will provide you the competitive advantage within the organization. So, but if data science is your area of interest, please learn it. These are complementary skills.
We have another metallurgy engineering second year student. He wants your advice on the skills he can develop for the branch.
1 minute, what is the question?
He's a metallurgy engineering student, sir. Second year student.
Okay.
On this, he wants your advice on the hard skills he can develop.
See, to identify the hard skill requirement, because I never studied much metallurgy, so better you can go and discuss with your professors and identify what are the advanced skills. Or I will tell you one easy technique. Get inside LinkedIn. Put BE metallurgy. Type. You will find some 10 people. Go and look at the 10 people's profile, what kind of skill set they have. After studying all the 10 people, you yourself will come out some 2 or 3 skill set all people will be having. Identify and master those 3 skill sets. This is one way of doing it. To reach out to this, you have to reach out to your metallurgy expert to know more about this. Maybe your professors like Raman, they are the right persons because they connected with the ground. They connected with the industry very well.
Of course. So one student would like your expertise on the certifications that are available in the manufacturing firm.
If you talk about, if you are interested, what is background? Can I know? Can he type it? What is background? And what he wants to become after his graduation? 5 years down the line. Once I have this.
He's looking for work in a manufacturing firm.
Huh?
He's currently looking for a job in a manufacturing firm.
Fine. What is background? Whether he's a mechanical, electrical, what is his specialization?
Okay, maybe we'll get back to that in time. He's a production
engineer. Okay. He answered, he's a production engineer. If you are a production engineer, if your interest is to go and work on the shop floor, I advise you to go and attend some courses on supervisory skills. Because sometimes we bring more knowledgeable people to the shop floor. I know from my experience, in one of my organizations. We brought one guy, one graduate engineer from IIT Bombay. 2 days he came to the shop floor. Third day he resigned. After seeing the lot of noises in the shop floor, the way how we do the daily meeting, something like cat and dog fights. He thought all people are fighting with each other, but it is part and parcel of the everyday process. He left. He may be a best person for design engineering, something like individual contributor role. But if you want to become a production engineer, go and work in a shop floor environment. You will be working with people from diverse background. So, supervisory skill, team working skills, problem solving skills. At least master production engineer, go and learn lean management. Take up some assignment in lean management. Once you master lean, then go to Six Sigma. Do some courses, become a master in lean. Once you master the lean, immediately go for Six Sigma. Once you become a lean Six Sigma professional, I will tell you how it will help you now. Whenever any company introduces a product, they want to introduce the product very fast with good quality. Lean will make you to produce the good quality at very short lead time, and Six Sigma will help you to make a good quality product. So you can apply both the skills in one single project. So learn project management. Make use of this time and learn these skills. If you need any support, reach out to me offline. I will guide you. I will share the material.
Okay. So actually, one of the questions is about whether you could share the resources or links. If you could work out.
For project management, okay, I will do one thing. I will share some of the material and its links separately to you by email. I think you can share it with the larger audience.
Of course, sir. Of course. Thank you for that, sir.
It will be both free and fee-based learning, but some of the free courses are really very good. First, you attend free courses before you move to paid courses.
Okay. So another query is regarding hires. So we have been getting queries regarding higher studies and specifically about MBA. So, sir, you are an engineer with an MBA. So, BTech with an MBA is still the aspiration of many students. So, do you think in the new normal, would that scope for an MBA would be affected by the current crisis? And in the same context, do you think the foreign university admissions would be affected with this?
So, to answer your first portion of your question, 2020 batches will be impacted. Impacted in the sense they will face many challenges, and the challenge will last for 3 years. I told you already, this year, some of the campus placement company, they will postpone the date of joining, make use of the time and learn new skills. And some of the companies may come back to you to have a second round of salary negotiation. Be flexible and have the salary cut and have the goals. Don't have anything in mind now. Be flexible. And some of the company, it is very remote. There is a possibility they will cancel the offer letters. Let us get prepared for everything. If that kind of thing happens, what are you going to do? Whatever the advanced skill set you are learning, that will come for your rescue. You can bargain with your employer. See, when you hired me, I had these skill sets. See, now I know lean. Now I learned project management. Can you put me in some other area? Definitely they will go and think and come back to you. They will place you somewhere. So which will increase your employability opportunities. You learn that. And so you need, the need of the hour is you need to have diverse skill set. And for 2021 candidates, for the next year, the present second year students, for you, whatever skill set I mentioned, it is applicable. Go and learn it, but you will also have some kind of impact. I think it will come to normalcy by 2022 for MBA students. And if you talk about foreign studies, I think a high remote chances, because the way it goes, your course completion date will get extended. you will not be able to complete your course as per the original plan, original timeline. There is a delay in your session. Sometimes which may not what you call gel with the foreign university joining date. In that case, you have to wait for 6 months or 1 year to join the university of your choice. Or why are you wasting the time? Choose any one of the better university within India. Start your graduation here.
Okay.
But one thing is there, it stopped things for a while. You will have the impact on education with respect to higher studies. Things will get delayed, but it will happen.
Okay.
Don't waste the time. Learn new skills.
I believe you have already covered that upcoming question regarding MBA. So if you are done with questions, thank you, sir, for sparing your time and sharing your wisdom with us. And on behalf of our team, NITSAC and AIIC, I would like to thank you. If Kalpana ma'am, if you are there, if you could speak a few words.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, I'm
Let me also join. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you are audible.
sir.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Manikandan. It was a very nice presentation and quite informative. Let Dr. Kalpana take over now. Thank you.
Thanks, Ram. Thanks, sir. Thanks, Professor.
So, good afternoon, one and all, the participants and the speaker, Dean Sir and the Associate Dean. So, I should first thank the speaker. Many of you have heard to him today. Actually, if it's not an exaggeration, if I tell you, this idea of this webinar series was actually sparked when he was so willing to participate in this webinar to the students. So I am really thankful for his attitude first, to be willing to share with the alma mater and the students the benefit of all his experiences. So that first, Manikandan sir, so thanks so much for all the wonderful insights that you have given. This new normal is not for panicking, but it is for redefining the vision of the life. That message, I think you have driven it very positively and very powerfully. So thanks a lot for that, giving that point very clearly, sir. The next, I would like to thank our director and the dean, sir, for creating this opportunity for the students to interact with the alumni. Of course, the NITSAC people, Bhargav and his team, they have done a wonderful job in arranging this webinar series, and we are in day 2 of this. Anfin, thank you for hosting the whole show today.
Thank you.
Of course, a big thanks to all the participants. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. I thank Manikandan sir once
Mr.
again.
Ram, Mr. Kalpana, and the organizers. On
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So I would like to thank my team from NITSAC and Raman sir, Nisha ma'am and Kalpana ma'am from AICC for their constant support and inspiration. So before we wind up, I would request the participants to please fill the feedback form. You can put in suggestions for upcoming webinars. We are planning webinars with more alumni. You can put your feedback and put your suggestions there. You can also contact NITSAC through our social media platform, or you can get to any of us from our team. So thank you from our side. We are signing off for today. Thank you.